Coming up on Mountain News this morning, protests continue at Rowan County Senior High School while school officials begin to take action. And folks living in Morehead say they are dealing with a housing crisis, with many seeking affordable rent.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Amelia Lee. It is 6 o'clock this morning and it's Thursday, May 1st. So thank you for joining us on this first day of May. And it's time to check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal. And Megan, it was foggy this morning. And I gotta ask, I was kind of, miffed because I was hot, wanted to put the air on. And that fog was still on my window. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's that thermodynamic equation that I studied for way too long in college. But yeah, sometimes the best thing to do when it's warm outside, just roll the window down and it'll just filter itself out, especially when it's a warm morning, right? But yeah, sometimes that does happen, right? Here's a look outside. Visibility is low, especially for portions in Harlan this morning, But in good news, we are looking clear in terms of rain. We saw just a little bit of that pop up. You can still kind of see it on your screen right now in Buchanan County, Virginia, but for the most part, looking clear. High temperatures will be following in this afternoon in the 80s, but right now we're looking in the 60s and 70s. So here's a look at what you're looking at right now and what you can expect this afternoon. So not much change. I mean, just about 10 degrees as you're heading into Monticello for this afternoon. Here's a look at those high temperatures in comparison to that timeline. You can expect it a little bit earlier than normal, around that 2 o'clock mark. And we do have those storms rolling through today. Amelia.
Details about an officer-involved shooting in Madison County. Police say a man is behind bars after he tried to kill an officer. Berea police say Dustin Allen drove into an officer outside the Walmart Tuesday and pinned him between the car and a cruiser. An officer fired into the car, hitting the two passengers. Police say the car Allen was driving was stolen. The officer has been released from the hospital. Allen is facing an attempted murder charge. State police responded to another officer-involved shooting, this time in Boyd County. The critical incidents response team was called to Blackburn Avenue in Ashland Tuesday. State police say Ashland police responded to a trespassing complaint at a home. They say a man with a gun left the scene before they got there. Police later encountered the man and there was a standoff. The man was shot and died from his injuries. A CDC report says there has been an incline in overdose deaths in America, including right here in Kentucky. The most recent data is December 2023 to November of last year. The report says there were 1,591 predicted overdose deaths, which is actually a 27.5% decline from the more than 2,000 overdose deaths in the period before that. In terms of the whole United States, there was a 26.5% decline in overdose deaths. Student protests continue at Rowan County Senior High School, with community members joining the call for Principal Jordan Mann to be fired. People began calling for his resignation after he was accused of failing to act on reports of misconduct involving the school's former girls soccer coach, Andrew Zahari, and a player. Yesterday, Superintendent Michael Rowe sent an email saying Mann is being reassigned to other duties outside of the high school for the remainder of the academic year. Some folks feel like that's just not enough.
It kind of defeats the purpose, though, because if they don't fire him, it's really not meeting the demands of protesters. But it is a good decision in the end for us as students.
Rowe says an acting principal will be named. Former soccer coach Zahari is serving 22 years in prison for production of child pornography and child sex abuse. A Rockcastle County school bus and pickup truck crashed at around 3:30 Tuesday afternoon. 23 kids were treated and taken to Rockcastle Regional Hospital for evaluation, along with the bus driver and monitor. First responders say only minor injuries were reported. The Green Dot Youth Summit kicked off at the Mountain Arts Center yesterday, bringing high school seniors and juniors from Martin and Floyd County to the table. The event shared resources for the students, helping them recognize warning signs and encouraging them to speak up in instances where they or others may be in danger, abused, or bullied. The program is a part of Mountain Comprehensive Care Center's Healing Program, combining the school outreach with other programs all about student encouragement.
As we go into the classrooms, we are all about helping children, giving them the ammunition to reduce the numbers of bullying, cyberbullying, dating relationships as in unhealthy, and we have harassment and sexual assault.
The event included musical guest Nicholas Jamerson and guest speaker State Auditor Allison Ball, both Floyd County natives who say the program is about making the students stronger. Community members in Morehead say the city is in a unique position with both students of Morehead State University and the city seeking affordable housing. Last night, residents gathered at the Morehead Conference Center to voice their concerns. Madison Carmouche talked to people burdened by the city's housing crisis and working toward a solution.
I live paycheck to paycheck, and I think that's the reality for most people here in Morehead.
Kentucky Tenants Executive Director Adrian Williams says Wednesday night's meeting was a chance for the organization to inform renters on the importance of advocating for the city to perform proactive rental inspections.
That there isn't painted over mold, that these units have not been chronically neglected, and that if they have been, that this neglect is being, renovated.
Many of the renters who shared their stories say their housing options are both unaffordable and dangerous living conditions.
Sharing housing stories, just sharing your life stories and struggles in general is a way to come together and bring change.
Liz Greer moved to Morehead in 2018 to attend Morehead State University, but because of housing costs, they dropped out after their second semester.
I was having to work every day and I still wasn't able to afford my rent. So at that point I had to drop out so that I could work overtime.
Now Greer works in the community to help improve a community they say they love and want others to be able to enjoy.
We have to show people what the problems are in their lives, because I think that's a big issue, is that people don't really know what's happening or why their lives are not in the best condition.
In Morehead, Madison Carmouche, WKYT.
Organizers with Kentucky Tenants say the next proactive renter inspection campaign is May 8th at 6 o'clock. They are still searching for a location. Governor Andy Beshear was in Mercer County yesterday. The governor joined local leaders for a ribbon cutting in Harrodsburg. The facility is called Earth Breezers, and the operation is worth nearly $6 million. The business is a producer of environmentally friendly laundry detergent sheets. The operation is expected to create more than 220 jobs. Ford CEO Jim Farley announced yesterday the automaker is extending its employee pricing offer to car buyers for another month through July 4th. The goal is to attract consumers nervous about increasing prices because of new tariffs on imported cars and auto parts.
We're seeing double-digit sales increases since March and April, but we ran this employee pricing. I don't know if that's unique to us. There may be a lot of customers going out and buying cars before what they fear is the imports increasing prices. That may be a dynamic we're certainly seeing. Our inventories are shrinking at the dealership.
Farley says Ford has not decided if prices will go up after the employee pricing promotion ends. He says one factor will be what competitors do with their pricing. Attorney General Russell Coleman says he's doing what he can to keep Kentucky's cars and trucks on the road. Coleman called on the U.S. Senate to block California's attempt to push what he calls an unreasonable green agenda on the nation's automotive industry. This is in response to the EPA's ruling approving California's attempt to ban gasoline-only cars by 2035 in the final hours of former President Joe Biden's term. In Clay County, there will be a car, truck, and bike show in Oneida area this weekend. The event, hosted by Oneida Outdoors of Clay County, will be at 1 o'clock on Sunday. It will be at the community park. There will be food trucks, and folks even have a chance to win a car. Tickets for the drawing to win the car are $5 each, for 3 for $10. Temperatures continue to warm up this spring, so you may be wondering, is it finally safe to plant my flowers? Common belief in our area is to wait until after Derby Day, but Joe Ellis from Sunshine Grow Shop says it may actually be a little bit earlier than that. It just depends on the forecast leading up to Derby Day to determine if it's safe or not.
A week before Derby, and if you get a good 14-day forecast, nothing dropping below 40, you can put out almost any of the flowers that you like. If there's something in the forecast below 40, there are certain ones that you might want to stay away from. They're a little bit more cold sensitive.
Ellis says in the 40 years he's worked with plants, he has only seen a freeze significantly affect plants once in the month of May. It's 5:40. Horses and their jockeys are preparing for the upcoming Kentucky Derby while folks get in on the festivities before the big race.
And I'll update you on what you can expect for this first alert weather day.